Okay, restarting the video. We had some background noise. This is the Ryobi P780. They call it a workshop light. Single bulb LED, one single large bulb. The rest of that stuff you see inside there is just reflectors. Okay. Now it's got that kind of green and gray color scheme that means that it's made to go with their One Plus system, but kind of focus on the lithium ion as opposed to the older NiCads. This light right now isn't included free with any of their tool sets. It's a separate purchase item. I got mine for $24.99 over at Home Depot, minus of course my 10% off veteran discount. You flash your VA ID card out there, and they'll give you 10% off on it. So it's kind of cool. And the thing is with my setup, I've got this whole deal with the 12-volt charging system on my trailer with the solar panels and all that. And I already own a bunch of these batteries. Now, these batteries here are $90 each. There's some places in China you can order them from directly, get them for about half that, but that gets a little tricky. These are 2 in a pack for $90. According to the specification on this, you get 22 hours of runtime off one of these big batteries. The other thing I found out was that when one of these is flashing red where it won't work in a regular power tool, it's still going to work in this LED workshop light just because the LED doesn't require a lot of electricity. It's nice and heavy duty. The carry handle on top is rubberized, so if this falls on something hard, it's not that big of a deal. If it falls off a ladder, not that big of a deal. The older lights they had were these, okay, and that's, I think they call it the P1800 or some shit like that, a FL1800. That's what you get free when you bought a toolkit in the past. They still give them away with some of the toolkits. Your basic flashlight bulb, you know, nothing special, but it's kind of neat because the base kind of stabilizes it. But you can't use this as a worksite lantern, although it gives you a good clean white light. Now, with this thing, it gives you that kind of light blue, semi-incandescent, you know, the stuff you get out of an LED. And because it's not a LED beehive cluster like the bulbs that I have in my trailer, it's a little bit focused. So we see here it's nice construction. It's bolted together with kind of some fancy screws, even though I'm thinking if a bulb went bad in here, it's really a throwaway item. I've never seen the spare bulbs readily available. But you stick it on the base like that. You turn it on. That's the bright setting. That's the second setting down. For some reason, when it does this, it gives me that little dot feedback in the camera. I don't know what that is. If it's the way it corresponds with the frame rate in the camera, but obviously you don't see that dot in real life. But for some reason, it shows up in the video. And then, of course, you know, we got our off setting. When it's configured like this, it's kind of bottom heavy, so it'll kind of, you know, almost like a Weebles Wobbles, that they don't fall down type thing. Rubber padding all over it. It will run on the smaller batteries. I would say that it's a good light for the money, but that's not enough light to light a campsite. Okay, it's a micro lantern. The other thing is, because of the cost of the batteries, I don't consider this a standalone item. It's the type of thing you have when you already have a Ryobi 18-volt tool system as your portable tool system, or at least one of your portable tool systems, the way I do it. But it's decent and it's priced right. With these lights, nobody ever buys them separately. Okay, they come with a toolkit and that's that. A lot of people don't even use them, but it's neat to have the rechargeable stuff that's always there. This thing, I'm probably going to get 3 or 4 of these, because the next comparable thing that I have that's 18 volt is a DeWalt work light. It uses a $40 bulb. It throws a lot of light, but you know, it's kind of large and heavy, and it doubles as a battery charger, which is nice. But it's a low-cost winner. It's a good way of rounding out your Ryobi tool collection, which probably isn't going to be majorly expensive for you. However, because of the bulb issues in these things, if you go to buy one, definitely, if it's new, it's new. But if it's used, make sure you test it before you take it, because you probably can't get bulbs for these. Whereas this light, you know, regular flashlight bulbs work. Anyway, so that's the Ryobi P780 130 lumen One Plus lantern. Although they call it a workshop light, LED workshop light. Yeah, it's a decent item for the money. It's they're not going to put DeWalt out of business with this, but it is nice and heavy duty, you know, decent stuff.